When you think of Qatar, the first images that likely come to mind are Doha's futuristic skyline, its gleaming towers reaching for the sky, and the opulent luxury malls that seem to promise a life of endless comfort and extravagance. You might also picture the immense wealth generated by the country's vast reserves of natural gas and oil, fueling a lifestyle of supercars, designer brands, and world-class architecture. But this glittering image, as impressive as it is, only tells a small part of the story. There's another side to Qatar that remains hidden from the glossy brochures and travel ads. Beneath the shimmering surface lies a far more complex reality, one that is woven from the lives of millions of people, and one that most visitors, and even many residents, rarely get to see or fully understand. In Qatar, the majority of people aren't actually citizens. Instead, the country is home to a vast population of expatriates and migrant workers, each with their own unique stories and struggles. Here, daily life can look dramatically different depending on the passport you hold, your job, and your background. The stories of those who build, clean, and serve this nation are often hidden behind the gleaming towers and luxury facades. Their contributions are essential, yet their lives are rarely in the spotlight. To truly understand Qatar, we need to look past the five-star hotels and the polished exteriors. We must explore the intricate web of social, economic, and cultural forces that shape everyday life here, and recognize the diversity and complexity that exist beneath the surface. This journey will reveal the lesser-known truths about life in this Gulf nation, its contradictions, its challenges, and the very real human cost that comes with such rapid development and ambition. So let's peel back the layers together and discover the real Qatar, the stories, the people, and the realities that exist beyond the glittering skyline. Walk through the bustling streets of Doha, where the city's energy is palpable and the air is filled with a mix of languages and cultures. You'll quickly notice that most people you pass aren't Qatari citizens. Instead, the city is a vibrant mosaic of nationalities from every corner of the globe. Expatriates make up nearly 90% of the population, 8 non-citizens for every Qatari. This is one of the highest ratios of foreign residents in the world, and it's a defining feature of life here. This unique demographic shapes everything: the languages you hear on the street, the food you find in markets and restaurants, and the cultural festivals that fill the calendar. Doha feels like a crossroads of the world, where traditions blend and new identities are forged. At the top of this social pyramid are Western professionals, engineers, executives, and consultants, who often live in gated luxury compounds, enjoying high salaries, private schools, and exclusive amenities. Skilled workers from Asia and the Middle East fill vital administrative, technical, and service roles. Many send money home to support families, and over time, they've built tight-knit communities that preserve their own languages, foods, and customs. At the bottom are low-wage laborers, mostly from South Asia, who have built the stadiums, skyscrapers, and infrastructure that define modern Qatar. Yet they often live in basic labor camps on the city's outskirts, far from the luxury they helped create. Their lives are marked by long hours, physically demanding work, low pay, and years spent away from their families. For many, the dream of opportunity comes at a steep personal cost. The contrast between their reality and the country's immense wealth is stark and impossible to ignore. Gleaming towers rise above neighborhoods where workers struggle to get by. Qatar is a nation built and run by foreigners, each group experiencing a vastly different version of life. From luxury to hardship, the expat experience here is as diverse as the people themselves. This dramatic demographic imbalance is at the very heart of Qatar's story, shaping its society, economy, and the daily lives of everyone who calls this place home. For years, most foreign workers in Qatar were bound by the kafala system. Their legal status was tied to their employer, who controlled their ability to change jobs or leave the country. Many workers faced exploitation, with little recourse if abused or underpaid. International pressure before the 2022 World Cup forced Qatar to reform these laws, abolishing the no-objection certificate and exit permit. On paper, workers now have more freedom, but in practice, old habits die hard. Some employers still intimidate or mislead workers, and many are unaware of their rights. While conditions have improved, abuses like delayed wages and poor living conditions persist. The legacy of kafala still lingers, and the fight for true labor rights continues. Qatar's rapid development has come at a significant human cost. For Qatari citizens, life is a world apart. From the moment they are born, Qataris are enveloped in a unique social contract, one that promises security, comfort, and opportunity at every stage of life. This sense of assurance shapes not only individual lives but the very fabric of Qatari society. Thanks to the country's immense natural gas wealth, Qatari citizens enjoy one of the world's most generous welfare systems. The state's prosperity is visible everywhere, from gleaming city skylines to the everyday comforts enjoyed by families. Free education from kindergarten through university, world-class healthcare at no cost, guaranteed government jobs for graduates, and land grants for new families. Even subsidized utilities and housing are standard benefits. The state's support extends into nearly every aspect of daily life, ensuring that basic needs are always met. Most Qataris hold comfortable public sector jobs, rarely facing the pressures or uncertainties of the open labor market. For many, employment is not just a means of income, but a lifelong guarantee. This creates a society where citizens oversee a vast foreign workforce, rarely mixing with the realities of manual or service work. The divide between citizens and expatriates is stark, shaping social interactions and expectations. But this system faces challenges, especially as the world shifts away from fossil fuels. It's not sustainable if energy prices fall or if global demand for oil and gas declines. In response, the government is pushing for Qatarization, encouraging citizens to take on more private sector roles, develop new skills, and participate in industries beyond oil and gas. The goal is to build a dynamic, knowledge-based economy, foster innovation, and reduce reliance on both oil and foreign labor. This transition is ambitious, requiring a cultural shift, as well as economic reform. Balancing privilege with sustainability is Qatar's next big test. The choices made today will shape the nation's future for generations to come. The future will demand adaptation and resilience from a society long accustomed to cradle-to-grave support. For Qatar, the journey ahead is as much about preserving identity as it is about embracing change. Life in Qatar is a constant negotiation between tradition and modernity. You'll see men in thobes and women in abayas using the latest tech, and ancient sports like falconry now powered by GPS and robotics. While Doha feels global, conservative values shape daily life. Modest dress, limited alcohol, and respect for local customs are expected. Young Qataris are globally connected, exposed to Western ideas, but still expected to uphold family authority and traditional roles. This creates internal conflict as they navigate two worlds. The government promotes cultural preservation through museums and festivals, while also hosting international events. Qatar walks a fine line, embracing the future without losing its past. For expats and citizens alike, understanding these unwritten rules is essential. The result is a society that's both fascinating and complex. Qatar's desert climate once made local agriculture seem impossible. The 2017 blockade exposed the nation's vulnerability, cutting off food imports overnight. In response, Qatar launched a high-tech agricultural revolution, building climate-controlled greenhouses and using hydroponics to grow vegetables year-round. Baladna Farm, once a small operation, became a massive dairy producer by airlifting thousands of cows and building air-conditioned barns. Today, Qatar produces its own milk, yogurt, and cheese, turning a crisis into a symbol of resilience. The push for self-sufficiency now includes poultry, fish, and even animal fodder. While imports are still needed, Qatar's success in fresh food production is remarkable. This transformation shows how wealth and innovation can overcome even the harshest natural challenges. It's a story of adaptation born from necessity. Qatar's tax-free salaries attract many, but the cost of living can be surprisingly high. Housing is the biggest expense, rents in desirable areas are steep, and villas cost thousands per month. Expat families pay hefty fees for private international schools, as public education is for citizens only. Groceries, especially imported brands, and entertainment also come at a premium. Social life often revolves around expensive hotels and clubs, making leisure costly. Owning a car is almost essential, adding to monthly expenses. For top executives with generous packages, life is comfortable, but mid-level professionals often struggle to save. Many expats find themselves juggling finances, living in less desirable neighborhoods, and cutting back on luxuries. The reality is far from the glamorous image. Financial pressures are a daily part of life for most. Women in Qatar live at the intersection of progress and tradition. Qatari women are highly educated and visible in the workforce, often outnumbering men at universities and holding prominent jobs. Yet, male guardianship laws still shape key life decisions. Marriage, travel, and some employment contracts require male approval. These rules aren't always strictly enforced, but they reinforce traditional authority. Many women lead in their careers but face family restrictions in their personal lives. Freedom often depends on how progressive their families are, not just the law. Expat women aren't subject to guardianship, but must respect local customs, especially in dress and public behavior. The legal system, based on Islamic principles, can be challenging in family disputes. For women, Qatar offers both new opportunities and enduring limitations. Qatar is a nation of striking contrasts, futuristic ambition alongside ancient tradition, immense wealth beside real hardship. The daily lives of citizens, high-flying expats and laborers reveal a society defined by its demographic imbalance and social stratification. Understanding these realities transforms Qatar from a tourist destination into a case study in globalization and nation-building. International attention has driven some reforms, but challenges remain. Qatar's journey mirrors the dilemmas of many developing nations: how to modernize, diversify, and share prosperity more fairly. To truly see Qatar is to embrace its contradictions, admiring its vision, questioning its costs, and recognizing both progress and persistent inequality. Beyond the shimmering facade lies a nation still defining its identity and future.